Hello, everybody. I just kind of wanted to come in and give a little bit of an explanation before we get this video started. I had a incredible, this is the incredible unedited interview I had with a Salt Lake City police officer, and these are his opinions about our current drug laws, the current, whether or not this is a helpful thing, whether or not certain drugs should be decriminalized, and the alcohol versus illegal drugs. I think this was a really amazing interview, and please pardon me for being a not a great interviewer. This is first of many, so I'm hoping that I can get better and better as time goes on. Thank you all so much for your patience.
Seeing where our city's resources are going.
Oh, cool.
Would you like to answer a question or two?
Depends on what they are.
I won't ask you anything too hard.
You're good.
How do you feel about 50% of our city's resources going towards stopping nonviolent drug crimes? Do you think that this is worthwhile for our department to be focusing on?
That's a really tough one.
Well, let me ask you this. Is there systems in place to help people get off of drugs?
The problem is people view a non-violent drug crime as somebody just in possession of meth, right?
Right.
But the way that they're funding it is often violent, and there are victims.
Right, absolutely.
I think we can all agree on that, right?
100%. And I also think we can agree that different drugs are different, right?
Yeah, like, what do you mean?
Like cannabis is still considered a Schedule I substance, and people go to jail for it.
I think most of us think it should be legalized
Really?
already.
So
sure.
you'd say even on the department end?
On the department, no, the department doesn't decide what's legal and not legal.
Well, I just mean like you would say a majority of the department thinks that maybe this isn't worthwhile.
I think a lot of the cops that I talk to, for sure, yeah.
Absolutely, that's awesome. Do you think there's systems in place to help people actually get off drugs other than just prison? Because we know that doesn't really help.
They just don't utilize them.
Gotcha. So you think there's plenty of those resources, they just don't take them?
There probably could be more, but
Gotcha.
there are a lot, and they're underutilized by the users.
Absolutely, 100%. Do you think...
If you wanted to find the real answers to a lot of these, go to some of these shelters, talk to the residents.
Absolutely. I try super hard to talk to just normal everyday people afflicted with drugs and stuff like that. It's super hard for me to get some people's perspective, especially in Utah. It seems like not very many people want to talk.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I gotta keep my lights on. We're in
no, you're good.
Hotspot.
Yeah, no, you're good. Don't worry about it. I'll just ask you one more question so I'm not taking up your time. Do you think there's anything else we can do for these people to help them get off drugs instead of maybe taking money from them or putting them in prison?
A lot of these guys don't go to prison, dude.
They don't?
No.
Oh, okay. What happens with them? Do they just kind of
They're
get...
in and out of jail.
Gotcha.
They end up, are you talking specifically homeless?
So the study that...
Guys, what do you mean, addicts or homeless?
So the study that I'm familiar with is that 50% of everybody incarcerated is incarcerated on not a violent crime, but a drug crime. So I think yeah, that includes jail and prison.
It depends on the time of the week that you're doing it, but most of those people are in and out of jail pretty quick.
Gotcha. So they just kind of get booked and released kind of thing? Gotcha. So do you think that this is effective and helpful, or is this more of like a tag and release kind of thing?
But the problem is the citizens have an expectation of us. You know, you get some guy
absolutely
spracked out of his gourd on meth or fent, right? Or he's overdosed, and there's other situations, like maybe they have some warrants and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
The citizens expect us to do it. That's why we're paid.
Yeah, 100%.
So then we get them off the street, and realistically, the hospital's not the right place for a lot of these
situations.
So what is as a police officer, what's my other resource?
Yeah, and that's kind of why we're doing this. We want to try to spread the conversation.
Our only other resource, jail.
Yeah.
You know, so like we have a responsibility to the citizens. We have a responsibility to people who are arresting, and so it's tough, man.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just trying to spread the conversation and get as many more resources out there as possible.
And state legislature, I mean, they have the conversation all the time, but it's a really hard thing to answer just because, like...
Absolutely.
It's on the end user to utilize things, and I think the short end of the answer is forced rehabilitation.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is successful when it's court mandated, right? Not all the time, but it's more often than it is voluntarily.
100%, absolutely. I mean? So would you see like the future being more somewhere like Portugal, where it's like people aren't getting like tagged and released, or more like Seattle?
Look at Seattle.
I mean, yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, I was just there last year.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
It is, like, the answer is not just legalizing it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean by Portugal, because they didn't really necessarily legalize it. They decriminalized personal possession and then focused on harm reduction and helping people with the programs.
Sentences for drug dealers, where they actually do prison time.
100%.
And then the end user, you know, obviously compassion as well as
Absolutely.
giving them the resources they need, but we need a way for them to have to follow through with rehab, right? Like,
100%.
yeah, it's a tough thing, and who funds it?
Right. I'd assume everybody.
Do you live in Salt Lake?
I live in Salt Lake County. I live in towards West Jordan.
So do you want your taxes raised, you know, 30-40%?
Oh, 100% now. I already believe that they're going to the wrong places, right?
You know what I mean? Yeah. And
Yeah.
So and governments need to be held accountable in spending for sure. Too.
100%.
Like,
And one of the main things we're pushing is that this isn't just a police issue. This is a community issue, right? Like we all need to be
I'm really glad
trying
you
to.
guys see it that way, because most everybody kind of points fingers.
Yeah,
It's more like,
I'm not one of those guys. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
We can't control it, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not one of those guys, and I think that's a reason it's so hard for me to find like interviews, even with cops. Like they don't really want to.
Well, in this area, man, especially like you'll get your First Amendment auditors. Who
Yeah,
try to irritate
absolutely.
us to get us to do something.
Is there a way for me to appear less like a guy trying to judge or trying to like poke and prod and find the right
Yeah,
questions?
honestly, I thought you were a First Amendment auditor when you came up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because a lot of people come over and film us because we're in our cars.
Gotcha.
So these are called hotspots. We have them throughout the city.
Mm-hmm.
So we use a crime tracking database and where most of our crimes happen.
Gotcha. And this is a pretty hot one.
Yeah, so this will cover all these streets. And
Okay.
the theory is that if we sit here with our lights on for 15, 20 minutes,
Right. Just your
or
presence
we see
there.
anything, we stop and talk to people,
Awesome.
that it'll deter crime.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's super cool. I really love the work you guys do. I appreciate you keeping us and everybody here safe. Like we said, we just like discussion and dialogue. I think that's how we grow.
It is super important. And unfortunately, like a lot of cops have been jaded by like,
Yeah, absolutely.
right, First Amendment auditors, like they have the right, dude. And
Well, they always want to like
And I get
you
it.
in a gotcha kind of
it's-
thing.
All it is just to ruffle people's feathers.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so I don't understand where they're coming from.
100%. So yeah, is there a way for me to seem less of like somebody trying to ruffle feathers and
I
more
would
of somebody
just say,
interested?
Hey, man, honestly, like, and it sounds stupid, but if you're just like, yo, I'm not against cops, I'm not here to catch you doing anything.
Right.
I do stuff, and whether they want to answer the question or not, most probably won't.
Yeah, I've had super cool conversation with some cops, and some want to answer questions and others don't. And I
Yeah.
think it's totally
And
cool.
it depends on the right, because like what people don't understand is I, as a cop, especially in uniform on duty, I lose a lot of my First Amendment
Right, you're
rights.
representing your city or
Yes.
your department.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
So you know, some would frown on, like, I'm one of the guys that fully believes weed should be legal.
Absolutely. I think that most of the country agrees with that.
Yeah, and you know, whether that moves, I mean, it's been in the House to be rescheduled.
Yeah, it just got put back up a couple days ago. I
Good.
believe it's going to be reconsidered federally.
It should.
Absolutely.
It should.
I think these are good steps, but we also need to be focusing on harm reduction and actually helping people, not just legalizing all drugs and letting it go wild.
For
right?
sure, and so I work usually in one of the homeless resource centers.
Right.
Miller. I'm a HRC cop.
Oh, very cool. Very
so
cool.
I deal 99% of my clients are homeless people.
That's awesome. That's super
And
cool.
95% of them are addicts.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I mean, it's really hard to be out here and not have those influences touch you, I'd assume, you know?
I mean, it is and it isn't. Depends on, you know, a lot of these guys are homeless because of drug use.
Oh, absolutely.
Which
yeah,
turns
absolutely.
into mental instability, right? Mental illness, and then it becomes a chronic thing.
Right. And then it kind of becomes a cycle of in and out of hospitals, jail, and then feeling like you're rock bottom
Yep.
again and taking those drugs again.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And then another problem is our housing system, right? The affordable housing or government-assisted housing.
Absolutely.
A lot of them violate the terms of it.
Oh, 100%. Like sober living homes
So
and
then
stuff.
it's like, do you kick them out, make them homeless again to make room for other people?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Let's give the homes to the people that need it, right?
What's up, dog?
How's it going?
Hey, you dead?
No. Are they
Trying to
checking
get
me? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take your time.
No, you're good, dude. I'm just waiting for her to...
Oh, you're good.
We're just having a conversation about dope and stuff.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Yeah, they're just trying to get a hold of you on the radio. Want to make sure you're okay.
Thanks for checking on me, Pookie.
Hey, anything you got.
All right.
That's awesome. Yeah, I really love the work you guys do. I'm not an enemy. I'm just here to learn. Absolutely.
I appreciate it. What got you motivated doing this?
So I really like giving people voices that seem like maybe they can't talk, or like I said, these people at rock bottom kind of feel like they're stuck there, or like there's nothing better for them, or that maybe they don't want to get out because like it's here is like
Here is one of the
wow,
biggest
that's way better.
issues. Yeah, I'm done with this one.
No, you're good.
I know it's uncomfortable. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
The biggest issue that people don't want to acknowledge, and by people I mean the communities at large, the homeless advocates, are that the homeless do very little to help themselves.
100%. We
That
absolutely
also will take advantage of programs.
agree.
I don't know if most people are aware, you can take $200 a month off your EBT card now in cash out of the ATM.
Really?
Where does that go?
Yeah, right. Well,
It ain't
probably
food,
towards drugs.
it ain't clothes and supplies. For some, it does. It truly does.
Absolutely.
Most, that
Yeah.
ain't. You know what I mean?
We
Like,
totally agree. I don't necessarily want my drugs to pay to get people worse and further into addiction. I just want to see like better resources, but not. I guess we're thinking of it in the wrong way. If it makes sense for
we just
me.
need like, what's the solution?
Yeah, exactly. And I think dialogue will help us get there at least a little bit better, right?
And I think like in a lot of the forced rehab stuff, I think it needs to be forced.
Yeah, 100%.
People don't like to hear that, but like,
Yeah, I believe in Portugal it's kind of the same way. Instead of being arrested, you'd be more put in a rehab and forced
so
parole.
so in Portugal, I'm not very educated on. I know
No,
Portugal decriminalized it. I don't know, probably 6-7 years ago.
Yeah,
right?
quite a few years ago.
So when somebody is caught with drugs, they force them into rehab, kind of like a jail.
So I believe it's like a community court kind of thing, and this community court decides, are you a harm to our community or not?
Yeah.
And if you are, you're put in like a rehab that wants to help you extra bad. They kind of keep you
Okay.
there. And they've actually seen a decline in drug use, decline in addiction, and a decline in crime over the last 2 years.
Oh, shit.
So I think this is an interesting thing to look at. I'm not saying that that's the right answer. It's definitely interesting that we should talk about and learn from, right?
And rehabilitation is probably 3 times more expensive than
Oh
jail.
yeah. It's
So then how do you fund
it's
it,
intense,
right?
and that I totally agree with that. And I think Portugal probably has less expensive rehab systems, especially because here they're mostly private, and they have the ability to judge
So
those
maybe
prices.
government subsidized rehabs where.
Yeah.
But anytime you get the government sticking their fingers in stuff, they have they have a way of just making it.
We
too stupid.
we totally agree on these issues, man. I just want to see if we can find the best solution by talking to as many people as possible and getting answers.
You just got curious about the whole thing and decided to start doing this?
Well, I witnessed a lot of stuff in my community, and I questioned it, right? Instead of me just being like, oh, that's a bad person, that's a good person because they're getting thrown in jail.
Yeah.
I wanted to learn. I was like, well, why are we putting people in prison based on drugs? Why are we putting people in prison why is the laws based on something other than harm or suffering? If I'm not causing suffering to another individual, why should the government
Is
tell
the
me?
general thinking about, like, from you and the general population that people will go to prison for being in possession of meth?
Yeah, but I gotta say that's probably less so of this department. Like in West Jordan, I've personally been summoned to court for over like something like simple possession cannabis, and they take a lot of money from you, and it does kind of feel dehumanizing. I know it's probably not the attempt, but just getting put in that system does feel a little constraining and like, how is this helping me kind of thing, you know? So I guess that's where those questions arise.
So I'll tell you, like, somebody in simple possession of just meth, not a huge amount, does not go to prison.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Unless they are on parole for something else.
Gotcha.
But it's very rare that somebody will go back, because as a cop, what will happen is when I arrest somebody, I'll find out whether they're on probation or parole. If they're on parole or probation, we contact, if it's with adult probation or parole,
Absolutely.
we will call them, and then they'll ask if we're booking them into jail. If not, if they're like a fugitive,
Right.
they'll generally come out, book them, or we book them, and then they put them on a hold.
Gotcha.
Sometimes those people can go back to prisons. However, what they're on probation or parole for isn't possession of meth.
Right, they're probably
It's
on for
usually
something else.
possession of meth with intent, usually
Gotcha.
more than one substance with intent,
Okay.
violent crimes, other crimes associated, and there's real victims, and a lot of times there's forgeries, frauds, all that stuff kind of goes hand in
Absolutely,
hand, right?
100%.
So they're usually on probation or parole for that, and the judge has probably seen this person more than once,
Yeah, absolutely.
and they get tired of their shit. So
Do you
they're
think
like,
that, and I mean, let's compare it to something like alcohol, which is a legal drug. Do you think that illegal drug use has a significant impact in crime? Like, do you think it causes more
compared to
violent crime?
alcohol?
Yeah.
I think alcohol and crime statistics probably is comparable.
It's 86% of all crimes involve
Yeah.
alcohol. Yeah.
And dude, I grew up in a family alcoholics. Like, I don't.
Yeah,
think,
absolutely.
Alcohol is far more dangerous than weed.
Same here, man. Like my dad is drinking himself to death, and it's a question that raises in my mind. Why is he illegally able to get this and kill himself?
But what happens when we criminalize alcohol?
Right, that's not what I'm saying.
You
That
know,
alcohol
no,
should
I'm
be
just
criminalized,
saying,
but
like,
yeah,
where do you go with it, right?
100%,
Like,
100%. I think that
it's a hard path any way we choose to go. You know, you're going to get
Absolutely.
revolt from one side or the other, and praise, you know, from another. And
yeah, absolutely. And I think I guess I'm more hoping for a push towards like I said, like maybe laws being more about how many people do I affect, how many people did I hurt, rather than personal choice in this specific arbitrary.
so, do
rule.
you pay attention to any of the studies being conducted out of Harvard and I think it's either Switzerland or something else?
I've paid attention to some. I don't know what studies
So
in
a lot
particular
of
you're
them
thinking.
are. So they're testing ibogaine
Okay.
against opiate addiction.
Okay. Is it
And
showing
it's
pretty
really,
promising?
really successful.
That's awesome. That's incredible, dude.
But ibogaine is a psychedelic, right?
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
but in a clinical setting, obviously, maybe microdosing later. I don't know. I'm not that science.
Yeah, we've
about
seen
it.
the same progression with MDMA and magic mushroom. Sorry, psilocybin.
Yeah,
right?
psilocybin. Yeah, right. So, and then that's also psilocybin's great for PTSD, which has
Absolutely.
got really.
I'm
good-
diagnosed PTSD, so
So am I. I'm a veteran.
oh, that's incredible, man.
So like, they're making huge gains. They gave the state of Utah a 3-year grant to be able to study. Well, it might have been the United States on the 3-year
Mhm.
ability to be able to study psilocybin in clinical studies.
So that's amazing to hear. Yeah.
We're up. I think the 3rd year is coming up, so they're going to have to vote one way or the other, and that's going to really show
Absolutely. Yeah,
where the states
100%.
want to go, right? Like,
100%. I'm not, like I said, I'm not the guy that's like, my country's horrible or
Yeah.
evil. I actually see that we're doing a lot of progression,
Yeah.
especially over the last couple of years. There's been a lot
but
of
dope,
change.
like drug dealing, they need far stiffer sentences. We
Mm-hmm.
need to hold them really accountable.
100%. I've met people that have lost their lives on fentanyl and stuff like that.
I
and
go to many a year, my dude.
yeah, it's
Many people
horrific.
dying, overdosing, you know, and then we have carfentanil, which
Absolutely.
is stronger.
Yep.
Yeah, man, I appreciate what you're doing. It's hard.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
No, like, real answer, I don't think.
No, I appreciate what you're doing, man. You're helping us keep us safe, and you're helping build that dialogue like I'm talking about. You answering these questions has been incredible. Like seriously.
Try.
man.
Well, we should be more open to talk to people.
100%.
Right? But some people come in with genuine like
Oh, I totally get that, man.
intentions. Other people will pretend to be genuine.
Yeah, like I said, they want to get you in a
Yeah.
gotcha kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not cool. We want good dialogue between our police and citizens.
As we should, man. We really need to get like I do kits for kids. It's these kits for little kids on scenes of trauma with
Yeah.
candies and toys.
Gotcha.
And I've done that for I don't know 11 years now, and like
Yeah, I really appreciate it. It sounds like you're an incredible officer that's really
try, man. I try,
deep
dude.
in his community. Yeah, absolutely.
But you have like a Instagram channel or something?
Yeah, it's called Infieri. It means in progress in Latin.